Dear student, today I am going to teach you techniques of knowledge representation. There are mainly four ways of knowledge representation which are given as follows. Logical representation, semantic network representation, frame representation and production rules. Lo- Logical representation we have covered already in our previous lecture and I have uploaded also on Moodle. And under logical representation we covered proposition logic and predicate logics. And semantic network representation and frame representation and production rules are the new one. So when we talk about the knowledge, logical representation, the logical representation is a language with some concrete rules which deals with propositions and has no ambiguity in representation. Logical representation means drawing a conclusion based on various conditions. This representation lays down some important communication rules. It consists of precisely defined syntax and semantics which support the sound inference. Each sentence can be translated into logics using syntax and semantics. So when we talk about the logical representation of language, then we can represent by the help of proposition and predicate logic. Proposition logics are used for the representation of simple sentences, but predicate logics are used to representation of complex sentences. When we talk about the rules, then there are various rules of the propositions and predicate logics. When we talk about the proposition logics, and it contains various rules like the if and like the and, logical and rule, logical or rule, negations, implication, by implications, etc. When we talk about the predicate logic, then you can represent by the help of there exist and for all quantifiers. So all the proposition and predicate logics contains syntax and semantics. Syntax are the rules which decide how we can construct construct legal sentences in the logics. It determines which symbol we can use in knowledge representation and how to write those symbols. Semantics are used for to check the meaning. So semantic are the rules by which we can interpret the sentence in the logic. Semantic also involve assigning a meaning to each sentence. Logical representation can be categorized into mainly two logics, proposition logics and predicates logics, which I have already discussed to you. The advantage of the logical representation are logical representation enable us to do logical reasoning, and logical representation is the basis for the programming language. So all the programming languages are based on the logical representation. So when we talk about the any conditions in programming language, any loops which hold some conditions, which all are depend on the logical representation. Logical representation contains and logical not, logical or, and logical not kind of rules which are applied on if else conditions, and there are in various rules. And disadvantage of logical representation are logical representation have some restriction and are challenging to work with. Logical representation technique may not be very natural and inferences may not be so efficient. When we talk about the inferences contain various rules which are called modus tollens. These rules I have already discussed in the previous slides, and these are not very natural to understand. So before going to start semantic networks and frames, first of all we have to talk about the facts. Facts are also called slot and flood structure. And slot and flood structure are two types, weak and strong. Weak slot and flood structure contains no strict rules. So under this, there are two representation of knowledge, which one is called semantic nets or semantic network, and second one is called frame. And strong slot and flood structure which contain strict rules under which we contain two representation of knowledge, which one is called conceptual dependency and second one is called script. Weak slot and flood structure. So weak slot and flood structure enable real world object model as entities. The property of relations between objects are easy to define and attribute value can be retrieved quickly using indexing. These are called weak slot and flush structure because they do not consider the contents of representation and details. So the main concern is that weeks. What is the mean of the slot and filler? In slot and flush text, the slot represents the pair in attribute and its value in any representation, and filler is a value that a slot can take, which could be numeric, string, or any data type value, or a pointer to another slot. Semantic net and frame are two types of weak slot and flush structure. You can understand by the help of example what is the weak slot and filler. So what is the reason to say weak slot and flush structure? Because these do not consider the contents of the representation and details. So for example, when we talk about weak slot and flush structure, before it we have to define strong slot and flush structure. The structure used for representing knowledge which need specific rules to be specified explicitly are called strong slot and flush structure. Conceptual dependency and script are the two types of strong slot and flush structure used in AI. So here we will cover only the weak slot and flush structure in this slide. Strong slot and flush structure which contain conceptual dependency and script are not in your syllabus. So when we talk about the semantic network representation, then semantic network representation is weak slot and flush structure. Semantic network are alternative of predicate logic for knowledge representation. In semantic network, we can represent our knowledge in the form of graphical network, as well as you can say that it represents in pictorial form. This network consists of node representing object and arc, which describe the relationship between those objects. Semantic network can categorize the object in different form and can also link these objects. Semantic network are easy to understand and can be easily extended. It is very easy to understand. It represents the slot and flood in the form of the arc and objects. This representation consists of mainly two types of relations. Is a relations, it means it um, contains the inheritance kind of relations. And second one, kind of relations. Kind of relation means you can say the type of relations. You can say that a type of relation. Yes, this is the example of semantic network where Jerry, cat, mammal, animals, white, Priya are the nodes, and EJ is colored, is owned, is called arcs. Semantic network is the collection of nodes and arcs. So this example are contains some statements which we need to represent in the form of nodes and arc. These are the statements. First one, Jerry is cat. So how you can say that this is covering Jerry is a cat and Jerry is a mammal because Jerry is cat and cat is a mammal. So you can say that the Jerry is mammal. Jerry is owned by Priya. So this is the kind of has relationship. So here the owner, Priya is the owner of Jerry, and Jerry is white color. This is a type of relationship. So Jerry contains the white color. All mammals are animals. This is animal relationships, and this all animals are mammals. So in the above diagram, we have represented the different type of knowledge in the form of nodes and arcs. Each object is connected with another object by some relations. So these are the advantages of semantic network. Semantic network are a natural representation of knowledge. Semantic network convey meaning in a transparent manner. These networks are simple and easily understandable. So by the help of, as we know that the pictorial representation is better than uh, other representation. So this is the advantage of semantic network. Drawback in semantic representation. Semantic network take more computational time at runtimes as we need to traverse the complete network tree to answer some questions. It might be possible in the worst case scenario that after traversing the entire tree, we find that the solution does not exist in this network. These type of representation are inadequate as they do not have an equivalent quantifier, example for all, for some, none. For example, as we know that we have represent uh, this kind of knowledge like for all, for some, none by the help of existential quantifiers and for all quantifiers, but we do not have such kind of aspects here. Semantic networks do not have any standard definition for the link names, and these networks are not intelligent and depend on the creator of the systems. So these are the drawback of the semantic representation. These PPT is showing enough. When you read these PPT, then you will understand fully what they want to say. So second representation of knowledge under big slot and flare structure is called frame representation. So a frame is the second type of representation of big slot and flare structure. So a frame is a record-like structure which consists of a collection of attributes and its value to describe an entity in the world. Frame are the artificial intelligent data structure which divides knowledge into substructure by representing stereotype situations. It consists of a collection of slot and slot values. These slots may be of any type and sizes. Slots have names and values which are called facets. Facets are the various aspects of a slot is known as facets. Facets are the features of the frame which enable us to put constraints on the frame. Example, if needed, facts are called when data of any particular slot is needed. A frame may consist of any number of slots, and slot may include any number of facets, and facet may have any number of values. A frame is also known as slot filler knowledge, representation, and artificial intelligence. This is an example of frame. We are where we are making a frame for a book. Then book contains different slots like title, genres, author, editions, years, and pages. So every slot contains its filler. So for the slot title, its filler is artificial intelligence. For slot genre, its filler is computer science. For the slot author, its filler is Peter Norvig. And for the slot edition, its filler is third edition. For slot year, this filler is 1996. And for the slot page, its content 1152 pages. So by the help of this example, you can understand what is the slot and filler. Filler also contain definite and the different contents which are called facets, attributes, etc. So this is another example of frame. Let's suppose we are taking an entity that is Peter. So Peter is the filler. Peter is a doctor. Is a profession is doctor, and his age is 25. He lives in city London, and the country is England. So the following is the frame representation for this. So for the entity Peter, the slots are name, profession, age, marital status, weight, city, countries, and fillers are the Peter, Doctor, 25, single, 78, London, England, respectively. These are the advantage of frame representation. So first of all, we can say that the frame representation is very easy and understandable. So the frame knowledge representation make the programming easier by grouping the related data. The frame representation is comparably flexible and used by many applications in artificial intelligence. It is very easy to add slots for new attribute and relations. It is easy to include default data and to search for missing values. Frame representation is easy to understand and visualize. And these are the disadvantages of the frame representation. In frame representation, inference mechanism will not be easily processed. Inference mechanism means the quantifiers kind of knowledge and logical rules are very difficult to easily process. And frame representation has a much generalized approach. It is not specific approach, generalized approach. It is the generalized approach. And the fourth way of the knowledge representation is called the production rules. The production rule system consists of the condition action pairs, which means if condition then action, it has mainly three parts. The set of production rules, working memory, and the recognition act cycle. So production rules are based on the condition action pair. It is based on the condition. On the basis of condition, action will be provided. You can take action, otherwise you cannot take action. So it contains mainly three parts. First one is the set of production rules. The set of production rules, in production rule, agent check for the condition, and if the condition exists, then production rule fire and corresponding actions is carried out. The condition part of the rule determines which rule may be applied to a problem, and the action part carries out the associated problem solving steps. This complete process is called the recognize act cycle. Second one is the working memory. The working memory contains the description of the current state of problem solving. A rule can write knowledge to the working memory. The knowledge match and may fire other rules. And third one is the recognize act cycle. If there is a new situation means state generate, then multiple production rule will be fired together. This is called conflict set. In this situation, the agent need to select a rule from these sets, and it is called a conflict resolution. So these are the three criteria of production rules. So these are the example of production rules where you can see that this kind of example. If in the if condition like that, at bus stop and bus arrive, then action you can take, get into the bus. If you are on the bus and paid money and seat is empty, then your action will be you can sit down at the seat of bus. If on bus and unpaid, then action pay charge. If bus arrive at destination, then action will be get down from the bus. These are the advantage of production rules. The production rules are expressed in natural language. So these are the more generic. The production rules are highly modular, so we can easily remove, add or modify any individual rules. So these are all about knowledge representations techniques. So thank you for today.